This phone right here, the Samsung Galaxy A73 5G, not only comes in the slim box, but it also happens to be the slimmest Galaxy A device after the Galaxy A7 that released back in 2018. Hello everyone, Aman here from Mr. Phone, and in this video, I'll be giving you my first impressions of the Galaxy A73 5G after using the smartphone for a few days now. But before we start, consider hitting that red subscribe button for detailed tech videos and also turn on the bell so that you don't miss any of our latest updates. Now, let's get started. First things first, in the box you only get a SIM ejector pin, some documents, a Type-C cable, and that's it. Yes, a slim box means that there's no charger inside, which is sad. But coming back to the phone and my first impressions of the Galaxy A73 5G, well, robust, light, and sexy. The Galaxy A73 follows the design of the Galaxy A53 but is slightly taller and wider, and you also get to see slightly higher button placement on the A73. It is of course the successor to the A72, but build-wise, and this is despite the polycarbonate build, the Galaxy A73 feels more solid than last year's model. I also love how Samsung has followed the flatter sort of a design in these latest A-series phones of 2022, just like the Galaxy S22 models. But yeah, otherwise 7.6 mm thin, 181 grams weight, but still the phone has great ergonomics. I mean, no doubt this is a big phone, but in no way or form does it feel cumbersome to operate. Now, before talking about the other aspects of the smartphone, let's address the price. And I know many people have their doubts that with the Snapdragon 778 chipset under the hood, this phone should have been priced in the realm of 30 to 35,000 rupees, according to Samsung standards, that is, as opposed to the current price tag of 42 to 45,000 rupees. And I also know that in this price range of 40 to 45,000 rupees, many phones come with these 8 series chipsets, but from what I have understood after using the smartphone for a few days now, is that Samsung is not charging alone for the Snapdragon 778 chipset inside the smartphone, but they're charging for the overall experience that you get here. Let me clear your doubt that the Snapdragon 778 chip is, by the way, one of the best SoCs on the market that gives smooth and superb performance, plus efficient battery life, and it also gels well with OneUI. So for its asking price, of course, there's the Snapdragon 778 chipset, but there's also a 108 megapixel OIS camera, and not many phones priced at 30,000 rupees or even 40,000 rupees come with that. Then there's 4K recording at the rear, and many phones do that, but the Galaxy A73 also does 4K recording from the front. Now, how many phones do that? Then there's Android 12 based on OneUI 4.1 with a promise of guaranteed 4 years of main OS upgrades, and none of the phones apart from a few Samsung phones does that. And apart from this, there's an IP67 rating for dust and water resistance. There's also a hybrid slot in this phone, which means you can expand the storage if the need be. And I would have also loved to see the beloved 3.5 mm headphone jack. I mean, the Galaxy A72, the predecessor, had it, but never mind. Anyway, let's now come back to the main aspects of the smartphone. So at the front, you get a 6.7 inches Full HD Plus Super AMOLED Plus display with 800 nits peak brightness and Gorilla Glass 5 protection up top. And the plus in the Super AMOLED basically means that Samsung has employed a thinner panel inside the Galaxy A73 in comparison to that of the Galaxy A53. And this is why, despite both these phones having much of the same internals, this one right here, the A73, is thinner and lighter than the Galaxy A53. But otherwise, there's the 120Hz refresh rate, there's an in-display optical fingerprint reader, a center-aligned hole punch design, thin bezels, and so on. So overall, it is the same story with Samsung here as always. That is, the display on the Galaxy A73 looks drop dead gorgeous. Inky blacks, the colors pop, there's HDR support, sufficient brightness levels indoors as well as outdoors, and also the stereo speakers on this phone offer a loud and rich audio output that only complements the whole multimedia experience of this smartphone. Moving on, I already told you about the software chops on offer, so Android 12 along with the full goodness of OneUI 4. And basically you get all the main features of OneUI in this Galaxy A73, and I'm talking about those main features that you get on the Galaxy S22 phones, the high-end phones. So all the goodness, as I was saying, is there in the A73. And if I'm not wrong, by the way, the only feature that I think is missing is Samsung DeX. I did not find it there, but apart from that, everything that there is in OneUI 4.1 you get on the Galaxy A73. I'd also point out that you do get some pre-installed bloatware, but you can always uninstall those apps, so great to have that option. Now coming to the variants on offer, I have the top trim variant with me here, that is the 8GB plus 256GB, which is priced at 44,999 rupees, while the base 8GB plus 128GB version retails for 41,999 rupees. You also get up to 8GB of virtual RAM expansion on this phone, which again is good. In terms of endurance, there's a 5000 mAh battery under the hood that supports up to 25 watt fast charging. Now, I've been charging this smartphone from my 30 watt Mac charger, the charger that came with my MacBook Air, and it usually takes about 2 hours to fully top up from 0 to 100. And I also know that it's not the fastest, but you'll be good to go if you're someone who charges their phone overnight. As for the battery life, well, a solid 1.5 days of mixed usage, and I'm talking about medium to heavy usage here, involving watching lots of videos, doing video calls and gaming. So terrific battery life in this brief run that I've had. Finally, the camera. So there are 4 lenses at the rear, a 108 megapixel main camera with OIS paired with a 12 megapixel ultra wide angle camera and a couple of 5 megapixel depth and macro sensors. The front is graced by a 32 megapixel camera for selfies and video calls. Here are a few samples that I've taken with this phone in my brief time. Check them out, see how you find them, and also let me know in the comments if you want me to do a camera comparison of the Galaxy A73 with some other device. Granted, I have that other device with me. But yes, that's been pretty much it. Those were my first impressions of the Samsung Galaxy A73 5G. And again, as I said earlier, from the price perspective, don't only look at the Snapdragon 778 chipset inside the smartphone, but look at the complete package that you're getting here, especially those features that you don't even get on many 30,000 rupees or 40,000 rupees or even many 50,000 rupees smartphones. And of course, let me know your thoughts about the Galaxy A73 5G in the comments below. Also tell me if you agree with me or not and why. And as always, for all the latest in tech, stay tuned to Mr. Phone. I'll catch you all in the very next one. Thank you for watching.